Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we are going to talk about the Vivo V30 Pro, which is probably the most exciting V series smartphone that Vivo has ever released, because aside from having these beautiful flower petal patterns, it is also the very first V series smartphone to come with ZEISS T-Star coating on its cameras, and finally, we are not seeing any unusable cameras on a smartphone, especially on the mid-range for the first time, because the V30 Pro comes with a triple 50 megapixel camera setup, and the front camera is also a 50 megapixel selfie shooter as well. So I've been using this phone for over a week, and let me tell you my thoughts about it. Now, the Vivo V series has always been about style and practicality, and I think Vivo has really outdone themselves this time on the Vivo V30 Pro. Now, aside from having this really nice flower petal pattern back, Vivo has retained the same sleekness of the Vivo V30 Pro as with previous V series phones. Now, this phone measures 7.65 millimeters, it is crazy slim, and I'm just so impressed that it doesn't feel heavy at all despite having a 5000 mAh battery. So on the front, you get a 6.78-inch OLED display with a 120Hz refresh rate and 1.5K resolution. This screen also has a great peak brightness of 2800 nits, which means you're going to be able to see it really properly even when you use it under direct sunlight, and I think that is a big upgrade over the previous V series models, and something that you only get on flagship phones. Now, in terms of specs, this phone is powered by a MediaTek Dimensity 8200 processor paired with 12 gigs of RAM and 512 gigs of storage. Now, I know this isn't exactly an upgrade from the Vivo V29 Pro, which uses the same chipset and the same amount of storage and RAM, but to be honest, this is still a very capable chipset that still runs games really well. I tested Honkai Star Rail on this phone, and I can tell you that it works perfect and the phone doesn't heat up terribly even when you game for long durations. The Vivo V30 Pro ships with FunTouch OS 14 that is based on Android 14. Now, to be honest, I don't find that much of a difference as compared to the previous version of FunTouch OS. It continues to be a very smooth and reliable operating system. It still comes with some preloaded apps that you can fortunately remove, but what I'm really happy about FunTouch OS this time is that it doesn't come with any annoying app notifications asking you to install apps and all that, which is actually a really good experience right here. Now, onto the exciting part of the Vivo V30 Pro, the cameras. Now, like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, the Vivo V30 Pro comes with a triple 50 megapixel camera system, and all these three lenses are usable. They are complemented by this ZEISS T-Star coating, which eliminates glare and all that when you're shooting in low light. Now, this is something that other mid-range phones that claims to be portrait shooters and all that don't come with, because this ZEISS T-Star coating has been a legend when it comes to be used on the X series phones. Now, aside from that, Vivo has also upgraded the Aura light on the Vivo V30 Pro, which is actually a signature of the V series in recent times, because in the previous model, you only get a small circular light that actually feels too small, and this one is definitely a lot larger that can offer better lighting when you're shooting subjects or portraits in low light. However, there's still just one problem with this Aura lighting, as you cannot adjust the brightness in the camera app. You can adjust the color temperature, which is good, and it even has a new auto light temperature feature that it will just detect the ambient lighting and it will just automatically set the light temperature that you need to shoot. However, I'm just disappointed that you still can't adjust the brightness, because by all means, not everyone wants brightness to be 100% and all that, but it still isn't available here. Now, in terms of the image quality of the cameras, I have to say that they all look pretty good when you use it to take general photos and all that. The main camera takes pretty sharp photos, it has good saturation and dynamic range. Even when it comes to the 2x telephoto zoom, it still takes pretty clear subjects, as well as the ultrawide camera as well. Now, what I'm most impressed here is that all these three cameras, because they are having the same 50 megapixel native resolution, you can actually shoot videos up to 4K 60 FPS, which is something that you can't really find on other mid-range phones, because all thanks to that powerful MediaTek Dimensity 8200 chipset and these three cameras, you are able to switch between lenses to take this 4K 60 FPS video specification, which makes it a really good vlogging phone. If you don't want to buy an expensive camera, this phone will definitely cut it. And even for the front camera as well, it takes 50 megapixel selfies, and I think the selfie quality is totally unmatched when it comes to comparing to other phones of the same range, and it can also take 4K videos at 60 frames per second. So you're getting 4 cameras that can take 4K 60 FPS at the same time, this is a really good vlogging phone. Now, it's not every time that you can find a premium mid-range phone that comes with a large battery that supports ultra-fast charging. The Vivo V30 Pro has a 5000 mAh battery that supports 80 watts Vivo Flash Charge, and it will also charge fine over USB PD as well, albeit not as fast as Vivo's Flash Charge. And I think this is a really great feature for those who like to take a lot of photos, and when your battery runs low, you want to quickly take some photos again, simply plug in the charger and it will charge up really fast. And not only just that, Vivo has also guaranteed that this battery will also last up to 4 years, which is actually incredible, and it's just as good as long-term software support, because battery is definitely one of the most important components of a smartphone that makes it work well. So overall, I'm really impressed with what the Vivo V30 Pro is able to offer, especially on its new 50 megapixel camera system that is supported by the ZEISS T-Star coating. It really makes taking photos much better, especially on the premium mid-range segment. And I'm just so surprised that with all these new things, Vivo is pricing this phone at just 2,599 ringgit, which, to be honest, is not expensive, it's not affordable at all, but for the features that it has right here, I think it is pretty worth the price if you have the budget to buy a new smartphone. Right, so that's all for my thoughts on the Vivo V30 Pro. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments down below, and be sure to subscribe to our channel for more videos coming right up, and I'll see you guys in the next one.